All right, hi everyone. Okay, so this is my first YouTube video on my channel, right? So this is my first, and in today's video, we'll just be going through market structure. All right, the video will be a bit long, but I promise you'll gain some few things, actually some major things, because I'll just be covering probably the whole of market structure. So we'll just start from a bit of theory, then we'll go straight to the chart, right? Now, let me just mention this. Market structure is the foundation of it all, right? So it doesn't matter which strategy they're using, whether you're using smart money concept, you're using trend trading, support and resistance, whatever term or strategy. I don't really like the term strategy, but I don't have an issue with it. But whatever way of trading that you are trading with currently, but I can assure you that this is going to boost you or your way of trading, right? Because market structure is not a strategy, right? It's just understanding the foundation of how the market moves. Right. Okay. So as I've said that we're just going to go through the theory, then we'll go straight into the chat. The video will be a bit long, so probably if you can just focus a bit. Of course, you may watch this and watch it later again. Right. Okay. So the few things that probably you'll gain from here or after this, it will just, the one that I can assure you is clarity. Right, you'll just gain so much clarity on the market, because market structure, it kind of tells you most of the things that just revolves around market structure, right? They just revolve around market structure, because the first thing, personally, when I open the chart, the first thing is to look at the market structure. Where are we? Where are we going? What am I waiting? What am I anticipating from the chart? You see, all that revolves around market structure. Right, all that revolves around market structure. For example, let me just start from here. You can open your chart at any time and you can see, you can look for anywhere in the chart, you can look for selling confluences or selling opportunities or buying opportunities in the same place. Even probably, let me just say, open the chart and the price is here. You see, without the knowledge of market structure, you can actually get all the buying and selling confluences in the same place. But what tells us what we should look for is market structure, right? Because every time you cannot look in one position and look for two opportunities or two possibilities. You see, so market structure kind of tells us the whole picture of, okay, this is what the market will do. Then from there, we'll look at other confluences to say, okay, that should align with market structure. All right. So let's just get straight into it. Okay, so the first thing that we should understand is the fact that the price, okay, this one is a bullish market, it's a bearish market, right? So the price keeps on creating higher high and higher lows, right? So at this point, the above point, there are higher highs, then these are the higher lows. All right, so this is how the price moves. Now, most people, we just want the price to move this way, especially after we've entered. We just want the price to move that way forever. The price doesn't move that way. The price creates higher low, higher high. It may not always be as probably this one. At times when you find that the price will do this, you see, but the mere fact is, or the fact is, the price keeps on creating higher high and higher lows, right? So this is just the yes of this. Now this is the reality. This is how the price moves in reality, right? So I'll be mentioning some few things here. I was also mentioning this at the beginning, things like break of structure. it's here, then internal structure, external structure, change of character. All right, so those are the other things that I've been mentioning with time. Okay, so now look at the price. So now here's the thing. In Forex, you have to build your Forex trading career. Right, you have to build it in a way that you know what you always look for in the market. Now that's what we'll be doing here also. So here's the first thing that you should mark. Every time the price breaks structure, we always expect the price to pull back. All right, so every time the price breaks structure, we always expect a pullback. That's just how the market moves. All right, so look at here, the price from here, it moved, then finally broke structure. The moment the price breaks structure, we're looking, okay, since here we're just dealing with market structure, so we're looking for two things. One, we're looking for the price to change point this side. Two, we're looking for, okay, so this will be looking at it on the next slide. All right, so we're looking for the change of character. All right, we'll talk about it on the next slide, the change of character, because change of character is the first signal of strength or weakness. So if the price is going this side, the change of character, it will be the first sign of weakness because the price was strengthening. So the price is weak now, coming this side. So it's the first signal of trend change, the first signal of strength or weakness. That is the change of character. Right. So I've said that after the break of structure, what do you expect? You expect the price to reverse. So that's what you saw here. Right. That's what we saw here. Then we understand that the overall is what is bullish. So if the overall is bullish, the price should not come below this point for us to say the price remains bullish, because this was the lowest point that broke structure. All right, so just take that also. This was the lowest point that broke structure. I'll repeat. So this was the lowest point that broke structure is this one. So that point, it becomes your higher low in this case. So this is my higher low. This is my higher high. Right. Then okay, fine. The price is moving downside. Okay, so this here is internal structure. All of this, we'll talk about internal structure probably on after the slide or so. This is internal structure, right? So now this is where most people also they get it wrong. Firstly, they get it wrong in this. The moment the price breaks structure, right? So the moment the price breaks structure, most people they want to do what? They want to be buying, because they see the price moving very strong upside. So they want to be buying. Right. So that's the first mistake. Second mistake that people make is to look at internal structure. Actually, the mistake is not knowing or can't differentiate between internal structure and external structure. They can't differentiate it. So what happens is the moment they see the price internally coming this side, they think the price is now what changing. The price is not changing. It's just internal structure that is bullish. The overall is still bearish. I mean, sorry, in this case, it's just internal structure that is bearish. The overall is still what? Is still bullish. Right. So the overall is still bullish. So that means as much as, of course, you can take entries somewhere there, but we're not really changing the whole thing coming downside. We're aware that, okay, the price, probably 80 to 90% of the chance is the price will still be bullish. Right. Okay, so finally the price, it does what? It gives us a sign, a first sign of strength in this case. So the price gives us a change of character going upside. Right. So we know that the price has to stay what below this point. Now the price has broken structure. Okay, so we spoke about the break of structure, and you said after the break of structure, what do you expect? You expect the price to what? To switch bearish in this case. So the price will have to reverse, it has to pull back after the break of structure. Now I may pull back. Sometimes it may just do this sometime. Sometimes it may go as far as, sometimes it may go as far, but in most cases, of course, it doesn't go as far. But one thing that we know is we always expect the price to pull back after the break of structure. So that's the first thing. Second thing, we'll ask ourselves which of the lowest point change broke the structure. Is this one. So this one is going to be our swing low. Right, so this is going to be what we call our swing low. Right, now the price is finally changing, pullbacking downside. Right, so the price is finally, so at this point here and this point become, this one is okay. Now I was just looking at the price here, we're not looking at the whole thing. So this is the lowest point, this is the highest point. So anything that happens in between is just internal structure. Right, so it's just internal structure. The price may pull back all the way until even here. Right, but the price is still bullish because it's still above this point. Right, so the moment the price breaks here, the sort of called change of character. The moment it breaks out this side, this a break of structure. But we'll talk about the change of character. Right, so now let's just say you open your chart and the price is here. What is the first thing you'll be looking for? One, you'll be looking for the price to reverse. Second, you'll be looking for a signal of change of character to say, okay, the price is really reversing. Because you don't just say the price is reversing and just be entering. You're now looking for entries, you're looking for confirmation. So that's what change of character is for. Right. So every time you open the chart, the first thing first, look at the market structure. Right. That's the first thing. Like you don't trade using, but even though this one is not really covered here, you're not using your emotions or using the yesterday result. Probably you won and you're not confident, or you made some losses now, you don't have confidence. No, look at the market structure. What is the structure saying? Like, trust me, this for me, it was a game changer. It's like I always know what I'm looking for in the market. I'm convinced, I know, like I very much know what am I looking for in the market. I apply the same thing all over again. If it's there, it's there. If it's not there, it's not there. Those are just the simply two things, right? I don't force anything. Like, it's like I know what I'm looking for. Like, for example, if you're looking for a color white amongst many colors, blue, red, the moment you've picked all the white colors, you're done. You'll not be looking for any other thing. You see, so it's important also in trading. You just know what you're looking for and you apply the same thing. You don't go to one pair, you apply this, go to another pair, apply this, you see. That is not trading, because now you're trading using emotions. It's how you feel. Right, so now this is bearish. It's simply the same thing. After the break of structure, I expect the price to switch bullish. The price has to stay below this point, because this point is the highest point that broke structure. So it becomes our swing high. Right, so it's the highest point that broke structure. Now the price is is bearish. Right, the moment the price is here, price is switching. We're aware that the price has to stay below this point. So at some point, the price will show the signs of weakness. So the price will change character somewhere here. Right, so all this is just internal structure. Right, now it's very important to know internal structure and external structure. And now with that, but anyway, I'll probably mention this on the next video, because I'll be posting maybe 3 long videos or 4 or 2. It will depend. Then from there, I'll just be probably doing some short video, just practicing this, but on the entries that I took. Right, so this is mainly just internal structure, which is internal structure. You can pick it on the smaller time frame that we are using. Now, when it comes to that upside, I'll not mention it now, but a bit of a clue. Someone else, their smaller time frame can be 4 hour, and the other time frame is daily. You see, but you just stick to the same pairs. I mean, to the same time frames. You don't next day you change. You go to this one next. You stick to the same thing again, right? Okay, so after the break of structure, we expect the price to pull back. So if you open the price, and the price is here, yeah, the direction. Firstly, you know what direction you're looking for is uptrend. Secondly, you know what sign you are looking for. You're looking for a change of character. You see, now this is just market structure. We have not added other things, but already it's like you know already what you should be looking for. Right, okay, because try by all means to keep this video not too long. I think I've mentioned everything here. Let's go to the next slide where now we're looking at the change of character. Right. Okay, let's do this here. All right, so this is a break of structure also. Right, now okay, finally find the price broke structure. You said after the broke structure, what do you expect the price to switch? Bearish. So we know what direction we're looking for. We're not guessing, we're not changing our rules. We know what we're looking for. We stick to what we're looking for. Right. The next thing, the price again switches. So this is the first sign of strength. Price is switching bullish. So now what happens is internal structure and external structure, they're aligning. Right, because external structure were bullish overall, but internal structure here were bearish. Finally, the internal structure is switched. So now internal structure and external structure, they are both bullish. Now I'll probably recommend this, even though it depends on where you are, that most of the time you take trades where both internal structure and external structure, they're aligning for now. Because when the price is pullbacking, that means, like for example, this is a pullback from here to here. You see, this is a pullback. So that means when you enter somewhere here, you're not asking too much for the price. The price can just come here and just turn. The price can come here and turn. The price can turn anywhere. Right? The price can turn anywhere. But when you take this structure here, because now they both switch bullish, internal structure and external structure. But anyway, we're doing change of character here. So change of character. So what happens is the price will be creating this. So this is true to the smaller time frame and the higher time frame. Right. So the price will be creating higher high and higher low, higher high and higher low. Right. The next thing, the price, it comes below this point. So from there, we expect the price to do this and to change. So the chain of character and break of structure, they kind of do the same thing, right? Because I said after the break of structure, what do you expect? You expect the price to switch bearish. After the chain of character, we expect the price to switch again before moving downside, right? So I trust you got that. But anyway, things that you probably didn't understand, you can watch it again. You can leave your comment below. Also, there's some link below, but I'll not be mentioning this now. Okay, so this is a change of character, right? So this is a change of character. So what happened is the price switched, it actually changed character, and now both external structure and internal structure, they're aligning, they're both bullish. So these are the mostly paying trades. Right. So I'm not sure if I mentioned that you'll have a high strike rate also by understanding this, because you know where to enter. You see, you don't just open the chart and be entering here anywhere. You know where to enter. You just know where to enter. So as much as, of course, you may be making some losses then there, but if you win probably just 75% of the time, and you're mostly trading a ratio of 1:4, you're way ahead. Like, you're simply way ahead. But yeah, anyway, so the change of character, the price is what's bullish. Let's say now open your chart and the price is here. What will you be looking for? Okay, what direction will you be going? Definitely decide. Secondly, what sign should the price gives you? The price should switch bearish, first sign of strength, then you can take entries there. Come downside, then someone will know that it will change again. Right. So the price keeps on doing the same thing all over again. So also you should do the same thing all over again. Right. Then now, okay, the other one was internal structure. This is a change of character externally. Right. So it's a change of character externally. Okay, so this is a block of structure. After the block of structure, what do you expect? Expect the price. Okay, I'll try by all means to be a bit quick. Because I don't want to keep this way too long. Okay, so this is a block of structure. All right. So after the block of structure, what do you expect? Expect the price to switch bearish. Finally, the price switch bearish in this case. All right. So the price has switched bearish just from here. Then further again, we break structure. So after that, we expect the price to pull back. So the price should be above this point to say the price is still bullish. So the price should somewhere change and go up and break structure again. But what are we seeing? We're seeing the price coming below this point, right? So the moment the price comes below this point here, the moment the price comes below this point, right? Now we know that, okay, we've changed character. This is a change of character. Remember, I explained on when I said the price keeps on doing this. The next thing, we have the price, right? So we have the price doing this. So it's the same thing even here. The price came and broke this point here. So as much as, of course, I'm not talking about supply and demand, liquidity and all that, we're not just looking at market structure, but there are some reasons why also we are confident to say, okay, this is a change of character. It's because there was a lot of money involved here, but it is when we're looking at supply and demand or a block and all that, right? But I'll not be mentioning that now. Okay, so find out the price change character. After the change of character, expect the price to pull back, come again, and then the price break structure, right? Okay, so like, one of the things that I like about this is the fact that it's like you do the same thing all over again, right? And you know what to look for. You know exactly what to look for, so you're not guessing, right? So you're not guessing the market. Like, you just know, okay, this is what to look for at any time, right? So finally, block structure, right? Then after that, we have to switch bearish, pull back, then we come and break structure again. Now, this is how internal structure was going to look. You see, then finally break structure. So remember that I said this is just external structure. So this is how internal structure was is supposed to look. You see, now the reason I'm mentioning this, I'm actually coming here. You see, so Remember that I said you can take this pullback as much as you're aware that the price is still bullish, so you can take this. So for you to take an entry there, the overall trend is not changed, but already you have taken an entry because internal structure has changed. So that's important of internal structure. It kind of tells you earlier what the external structure will do. So if you took an entry there, the moment the price breaks out here, people that are only trading external structure, that is the only first time that they confirm that the price is bearish. So they are waiting for confirmation also now for the price to pull back. While if you're trading in internal structure, both of them, you have an entry there. Right, definitely have an entry there. Okay, let's not stay much. Let's continue. Okay, so this is a bit complex one. All right, so this is a bit complex one, but it's still the same thing. Let me just label it quick. So after the price is created, the structure, this is what a break of structure. Price broke the lowest point. Right, so it's a break of structure. Then the price after the break of structure, what do you expect? You expect the price to switch. Right. So the price finally it has switched bullish in this case. Then the price goes, so the price should stay below this point. So again, what I was saying the price changing again. Then the price come below this point. The price is downward. It is broken structure. Right. So the price has broken structure. So after the break of structure, what do you expect the price to change again, to pull back again. Right. So now this is the pullback. Right. So this is a pullback. Then finally the price it switch bearish. So now what happens is internal structure and external structure they're aligning. So you can take some entries as they are coming all the way this side, the price will break structure. Then all of a sudden the price just changes and goes up. So there are three things that should happen here. One, you should make a small loss. Either you should make a small loss or a small win or break even. Right? Because after you've entered, the price did pull back a bit. So maybe something like maybe 60 pips, 50 pips, 40, 70, and all that. See, so before the price continues, it did this. So this was the perfect point for you to enter, but the price switched again. Then I said that as long as the price is below this point, the price is still what bearish. So the price could have came here closely and continue and come and break structure. But the moment the price breaks that, the moment the price breaks, let me just do this here. Yes, so the moment the price breaks this point, the highest point, there's a change of character. The price has changed direction, right? So the price has changed direction. So after the break, after the change of character, what do you expect? Expect the price to switch bearish again, to change direction or to pull back. It will depend on which direction the price has been going. So expect the price to pull back, but you're aware that which of the lowest point broke structure, but here didn't break structure. Which of the lowest point change character in this case is this one. So the price, as long as it's up, as long as above this point, is still bullish. So the price can change here, price can change here, can even come and change here and go again. But as long as above this point, the price is still what bullish. Right. So the price is still bullish. So here's the price going up. Then the next thing with what? Break of structure. Now let's say you open your chart and the price is there. I've been so like I want these things for you to like you hear them. or hear them for quite some time, because there's the other trick of Forex. People, they just want to hear something once and they master it. You may need to hear it for some time, you see, and even if it's paying, even if it's giving you a result, but you may need still to hear the same thing all over again, even if probably you say, okay, I now know understand market structure, but also to be looking at it until the thing is fixed in your mind. Like, for example, as I've said, that where the price is currently, we're looking for one thing, for the price to switch. We're looking for a direction coming this side, looking for the price to switch bearish. Then that will be our entry. But remember that we're strictly looking at market structure, not any other thing. Right. So if someone say, okay, but there's a support here, or there is a supply and demand or a block, right? But this is what we're looking for currently, so we're not considering other things. Okay, so this is the end of the theory side. So what we'll be doing, we'll just hop into the chart and be spotting the same thing, right? I may not look at, okay, let's just go straight into it. Right, let's pick a pair. Okay, let's have a look at AUD/USD. Okay, let's change to the other chart. Right. Okay, so before I'll just hop into the chart. So this is the Forex service that I provide, I give, right? So this is just the whole course, right? So okay, so it's a step-by-step guide. Like I've said, that in Forex we just need to follow certain steps. You know that, okay, this is the first thing I'm looking for, second thing, third thing, probably the fourth thing. You just know what you're looking for. We are not, like, you're not just guessing. As much as, of course, it cannot be that as mechanical as probably we want it to be, but at least probably 80% mechanical. You know that you follow the certain steps, right? That's how you are even able to tame your emotions and all that. Okay, so the first thing to cover is creating an edge, because if you don't have an edge in the market, you'll be winning and losing at the same time. So you just be rotating on the same place. So start with an edge. You should know your edge. What is my edge over the market? Because the market doesn't have feelings, so it does what it does. So also you should have an edge. You should do what you do. You know that, okay, this is my advantage of over the market, right? Then we come to market structure. This is all market structure, right? So it's under technicals. So this is all market structure, right? Then this is part of technicals. Now on supply and demand, then there's liquidity, these are entries, right? Then now under risk management, this is not under technicals, trading plan, journals. Then okay, I'll just paste the link below, the link to a free Telegram channel, but I have a private Telegram channel where I'm running my mentorship, right? So we run, yeah, like just mentorship, the total of mentorship, one-on-one sessions. I share my setup to a group sessions, weekly breakdown and all that, right? So yes, you can just check the link below. All right, let's just hop straight into the chat. Okay, so I'll not be running the whole thing, right? And also I may not really focus on internal structure. So I'll just be using one time frame, because if you're now going for internal structure, this video will be way too long. Right, so other things I'll just cover them on the next video. So this is just part one. Right. Okay, so let's just start from there on top, coming downside. Okay, so firstly, what we saw is the price, it kept on creating this year. You see, so the price creates what I was talking about, higher high and higher lows, right? So this is what the price just did. Now also it's important to like, okay, let's just leave it there. So it's important to also to stick what works for you. That one is very important, because when you're trading, you're not really trying to prove a point. You go for what works for you, right? You go for what works for you. But yeah, anyway, so if you look at this here, the price, right? So the price, what did broke structure? Instead, after the broke structure, what do you expect the price to switch bearish in this case? Fine. Then continue to break structure again, right? The price broke structure 1, broke structure 2. Then this is the lowest point that broke structure. So the price has to stay above this point. When the price breaks this point, that is the change of character. Then after the change of character set, the price should pull back, then break structure. You see, so as much as the price, it may not be printing that exactly as this, but if you are looking for it, you'll find it. Trust me, you'll find it. All right. So you're not looking for a perfect setup, or the perfect market, rather. You're looking for what you know the price does. Right. Like for example, look at this pullback, how small it is. But you know that after the break structure, the price should pull back. So the price has done exactly what you were waiting for. And remember that this is external structure. So if you go to internal structure, this can pay you a lot. But also remember that what I said, that most cases want to take entries where internal structure and external structure, they are aligning. So they are both bullish. So the moment they are both bullish going up, then that's where I'll take it. The moment they're both bearish, because now the overall is bearish. The moment this thing is bearish and the overall is bearish, the trade becomes solid. Right. Now, where are we? Okay, let's just start from there. So the first thing that we have here is the break of structure. Okay, I'll try by all means to be quick now. Right. So that's the first thing that we have there. The break of structure. No, there's a change of character. What am I saying? Right. So that's the first thing we're seeing here, change of character. Why? Because the price came below this point here. So the change of character. So after the change of character, what do you expect? The price to pull back, as I've said. Then the price came again to break structure. All right. Now the question will be, right? Okay, let me just do this first. Right. Break of structure. After the break of structure, what do you expect? You expect the price to change direction. So the price at some point should change direction after the break of structure. Right. Now, okay, let's just continue. So this becomes our swing high. So this becomes our highest point. So the price should stay below this point to say, okay, the price is still what? Is still bearish. Right. So for us to say the price still bearish, should stay below this point. Then finally, now let's just have a look at here. Remember I said after the break of structure, we're looking for two things: direction for the price to go up, and we're looking for a change of character. Right. So we're looking for a change of character to say, okay, now we've changed, we're going up. But the change of character, I said we're looking for it on the internal structure. Right. But since I said I will not be looking at that in this. Now look at this point here after the break of structure. You see, so most people, they'll just be entering and saying, no, finally the price is coming downside. Finally, the price is broken this level, and the price is coming downside. Most of the cases, you say no. right? Most of the cases no. Now look at the price, what the price did. Now take this aside. I hope this video is not too long. You see, so the price is the same thing that it did here, exactly the same thing. Even though I'm only focusing on internal structure, I mean external structure. But look at the price did this, broke structure. Then after the broke structure, I expect the price to pull back again and to go. So the price broke structure here, the price pulled back, then it's going. So here we had everything. Actually, most of the time the price will always give you a change of like change of character. So it doesn't just move anyhow when it changes. Even here, if you look at on the internal structure, you'll see it. You'll see it. Okay, so right now the price is what? So this is our highest point this year. This becomes our highest point, right? And this becomes our lowest point. This one here. So now anything that happens between these 2 points, as I've said, is just internal structure. All right, so anything that happens between here and here, anything that happens between here and here is just internal structure. So just because the price can go as far as here, doesn't mean the price has changed. It hasn't changed. Still, the price is still bearish. Right, so the price is still bearish. So the price can turn here, as I've said, the price can turn there. But already you know what direction you're looking for. The one the price, probably the price is somewhere here. Of course, the other conference that we use, but now we're just looking at market structure. All right, so you know exactly what you should be looking for. Okay, so finally, the price comes back and it broke structure again. Which highest point broke structure is this one. So this becomes our new high. So as long as the price is above below this, the price is still bearish. Okay, so in this case, after the break of structure, we saw a very strong move coming downside. So someone now will take this and be saying, okay, I think I've seen the price every time after the break of structure, it pushes downside. You see, you can't build a case just, or you're trading just because of one case. You can't. That's why we talk about like having a percent, like your strategy to be accurate at least 80%, 70%, 90%. Right. Okay, so after the price is moving downside, finally the price it switches. Let's see what do we have here. We have this, we have this, we have this. No. Okay, now I think I'll have to really hurry up because this thing seems like it's not ending. So this is what we have here. Okay, so I'll probably not mention this here, right? But the price gives a lot of nice entries in this. There's what we call a flip, right? But we'll not really mention that here. Actually, I think I took this trade. This was one of the nicest trades. I'll only do this here. If you look at here, we have a very small candle there, which created a nice order block. If you open the smaller time frame, it will be a nice supply area. Right, so as I've said that this is not the only confluence that you look for. Okay, finally the price moves downside. The price, what does it do? It breaks structure. Right. So in the bigger time frame, we're mostly looking for the direction. Right. We're looking at the order flow, we're looking at the overall movement of the price on the bigger time frame. right? Then on a small time frame, this will be looking, because if you open 3 minutes or of 10 minutes, 15 minutes here, you'll see a nice entries. This is 4 hour, right? So as long as the price is below this, the price is still what? Still bearish. Finally, the price creates this lowest point, right? So that becomes our lowest point. Can we just do this and do this here, right? Okay, so that becomes now our lowest point. For now, this is our highest point, right? So anything that happens between here is what is still internal structure. Now look at this, how nice this is. So that's why I'm saying, like I said, that internal structure, they pay a lot, but of course, depend on what is internal structure to you, right? Okay, finally, the price pullback. Okay, now I want to cut this price pullback. Let's see, did the price break this point? But even if it did, I don't think it went that much. Okay, no, don't count this one, because firstly, it can close below. Secondly, that block of structure, this point there is too small. So the price is still what? Still bearish. Right. So unless the price breaks this point here, the highest point actually, or the swing high in this case, the price has not changed. So if in here the price has not changed, so finally the price comes, then it breaks this point. The moment it breaks this point, then that point becomes our higher high. Is it higher high or higher low? Higher low in this case, right? Because this point here, this is the highest point that broke structure. So it becomes a very important point, right? A very important position, because it broke structure. Then the price comes back and finally changes again. After that, if you look at here, you'll find right, you see, like this will always be there. You may just do this just to align it a bit, but the price just does the same thing every time when it changes, right? So now this becomes our lowest point. So the price has to stay below this point, right? So the price has to stay below this point. This point says the price is still bearish. So finally the price is gone. The price seems like it's changing. Then it continues. Now, this you'll see them a lot also, that the price is just going to go up. It looks like it's reversing. Then it continues. Then it finally reverses. Right. So in this case, also the same thing, break even, small losses or small wins. But also it depends on how big was the pullback. Because like for example, this one is too big. I think it's something like 180 pips or so, this pullback. So in this case, we're not supposed to lose at all, like at all. Okay, so finally the price is there. Can you hurry up on this now? Then do we break structure? Let's see. The price has broken structure, right? The price has finally broken structure. So the moment the price breaks structure, that becomes our highest point, right? That becomes our highest point. Then, okay, now the question will be, how big of a pullback should we say now is structure? Like for example, this pullback here, can we say the price broke structure here? That's a question that yeah, probably I'm the one that should answer. All right, so let me just again, so if you look at here, right, the price pullback, so can you say, okay, this is a break of structure? The answer is no. So what you need to do is to look at how big was the pullback, Right, so the pullback at least should be something plus 150 pips, I would say, to say, okay, now that is structure. So this one from here to here, this pullback was probably, I think it was 180 pips. So we do count this as structure. Right, so do the count that as structure. So now this becomes our, where is it? Okay, firstly, okay, we're not supposed to put this first, but anyway. So break of structure, which was the highest point that broke structure? So the highest point that broke structure. So you can't say this is structure, because the highest point that broke structure, that broke this point, it was this one. So we use that highest, we'll not use this one, not use this one. This is just internal structure, all of this. Right. So let's take, which of the highest point was this one? Now this one becomes our lowest point. Wasung low and sung high. Okay, so now the price finally breaks structure. Then the price, it does the same thing again. You see, so break of structure, mention of character, internal structure. Remember internal structure. Let me just throw it aside. Change character, come back and go. Right, so this is what we had, internal structure, but still the same thing after the break of structure. What do we expect? Expect the price to pull back before it goes. Remember that, as I've said, that we just keeps on looking at the same thing all over again. All right. So the price is pullbacking. So now it seems like we have this as a lowest point, because the price is covered that 180 pips. It's really pullbacking. Right. Then probably have entered here because the price is still below this point, so it's still bearish. You have entered here saying, okay, probably break structure again. The price didn't, it just did this. So even if you took this here, you're going to make a lot, right? But the price switches and goes, excuse me, switches and goes up. Now, what does it do? We now have our change of character. Okay, should I place it here? And this didn't change character. Okay, so there's the change of character. Then from there, the price pulls back and continue doing the same thing. Right, so this is the lowest point that broke structure. So this is a point that is valid. So now, as long as the price is below this point, right? So as long as the price is below this point, the price is still what? Still bullish, because there's broken structure. So I said after the change of character, what do you expect? To expect the price to switch, right, before it continues. All right, so the price can switch until here, just about this point, can switch anyway and continue going upside. But now remember that now we've changed direction, or what we're bullish. Let's check where the price is. You see, so since the price changed, it's been bullish. It's been bullish. So now let's just say you open your chart and the price is here. The first thing that you should look for, okay, just put in your analysis, more like you're putting your glasses. Want to see clearly on what the price is doing. So there's a break of structure. For the break of structure, what do you expect the price to pull back? Right, so that's what we have currently. So it's just external structure. So it seems like the price is really changing there. Probably to change, if it does continue, then it can go again and break structure again. Right. So this is the lowest point that broke at this point here. So the price, for us to say the price has changed, price has to stay below this point. right? The prices will break this point to say, okay, now the final the price is what it has changed character. But as long as the price is above this point, the price is still what is still bullish. Okay, so as I've said, that there are two things that you're looking for. One, looking for this. Two, you're looking for change of character. And I'm sure if open here, we can find change of character. But just looking at, okay, let's just open it. I don't want to go to another chart. But anyway, probably can, if it depends on probably how far like this would be when you're watching these videos. But you can just do your own analysis. You know what to look for. Right. Okay, so this is the end of this here market structure. All right. Now, as simple as this sounds and looks, most people, they are troubled by this. Like most people. Okay. Okay, so this is the end of this session. I'll probably be posting some, maybe part 2 of this. Then I'll just be posting some trades that I take or opportunities, just educational content. Okay, so below I'll leave the link to my Instagram, free Telegram channel, like all the link that you will need. So you can just probably, if you have any question, go straight to the link, and also you can just comment below, right? You can just leave your comment below on what you learned, what would you like me to post, or anything that you probably want to know. You can just comment on the comment section below. And also just please subscribe and share this with as many people as you think they may need this video, as I'll be posting more of this content. Okay, let's meet. I'm not sure when will be that, so let's meet when we meet again.